Right, we are live, Rodney.
Hello, JP. Thank you. Good morning, my time. I'm in the US. I know it's a little bit later for you.
It's still okay. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, and hello from South Africa over this side. But wow, what a group of people we have here! I saw one guy says hello from planet Earth, and it's really a hello from planet Earth.
That's true. That's true. I see we have Romy from Texarkana, Texas. I'm in Oklahoma City, Romy, so I'm not far from you. But we have people from everywhere, Victoria and Ukraine. So good to see so many people from so many places.
Right. And I see some people asking already a question. What is this? This is a full webinar. It's not a stream. So it's not on YouTube. It's not on Facebook. It's only for you guys who have registered and who are here today. And it is being recorded. So if you have to nip off during the webinar someplace else, you can get a recording afterwards. The link will be sent to you.
That's great. I'm very excited about the agenda that we have today, JP. We're going to really go through a lot of really cool things. I've enjoyed preparing for this, and I think people are going to get a lot out of it.
I love the vibe here. I see Lowell asks if we're going to give certificates, a certificate of attendance. Yeah. Okay. I think before we start off with the plan for today, we'll quickly introduce ourselves a little bit. So, and I'm not the main guy here. Rodney is the main guy, but I'll say quickly, hello. Hi, my name is JP, and I'm from Brizy, which is a page builder for WordPress. We're very happy with our product. We just launched update today, yesterday and today. Great stuff. As I mentioned earlier, I'm in South Africa. My background is very colorful. I started way back when as a prosecutor. I was a lawyer. I went through a lot of stuff. I ended up in manufacturing, and then the WordPress bug bit me. So for the last decade or so, I've been making websites, and I'm the lead educator as well, content creator for Brizy. You can check us out. And that's me in a nutshell. Over to you, Rodney.
Hi, yes, I'm Rodney. As I said earlier, I'm in the USA, and I'm a content editor and an SEO specialist for EasyWP and for Namecheap. I've been with the company for several years, but for over a decade, I've been helping people communicate with Google, create valuable content to put on their websites. I'm also a writer outside of the web content that I create. So I spend a lot of time with words. I'll probably say a lot of words to you today as we go through the agenda that we have. But I'm very excited to talk about EasyWP, which is we were the first cloud-based WordPress hosting product, and we've added so many wonderful things. Some of those that I'm going to get to share with you today as we really dive deep into building a website with the Brizy Builder. So that's my intro, JP.
Great. So let's talk about the session goals. But before we go there, I see you guys are commenting a lot already. If you have questions during the webinar related to what Rodney is presenting, or when I'm going to showcasing how our page builder from Brizy is a great tool for getting your website up in no time. If you have questions, please drop them in there. And Rodney will explain also soon how that could get you a nice little price. So the session goals, Rodney.
Yeah, so our session goals today, we're going to show you how to build a website with EasyWP and Brizy. We're going to start from the process of signing up for your account, getting the WordPress dashboard started, installing the Brizy website builder, which is super easy, all the way through some design elements of the website, and then even keeping your website secure. So we're going to go through all of that. We are also going to have a live Q&A session, as we've already mentioned. So please keep those interesting questions coming, anything that crosses your mind. We may not get to all of the questions during this hour, but we'll do our best to answer all of the questions, especially ones that seem like a lot of people might have that same question. We'll get those answered. And asking a question, as you'll learn in a minute, could even win you a prize. And then we're going to find out more about SEO and the security features that EasyWP has to offer. And then we're going to dive into an exclusive discount that is only available for you that are attending our webinar here today.
Great. And just talking about that discount, I'm going to see if I can pin it in the chat. So if you guys want to follow that, you can check at the top of the chat. It may appear there as a pin note for you if you want to learn more about that. But then let's talk about the pricing or the competition or the lucky draw for today.
Yes, yes. So we've got quite a few good prizes. So even though we have a lot of attendees today, almost 400 people watching right now, we have lots of prizes to go around. So one of my favorites, and this is something that JP and I are going to keep our eyes on for the entire hour, we're giving away a $150 gift card for the most interesting question. So we'll pick that, and after our Q&A session, we'll have a little bit of deliberation here and announce who the winner of the $150 gift card will be. Then we also have, just for asking a question, even if we don't get to answering your question, just by asking a question, you'll be entered to win a $100 credit for your Namecheap account. And that can be used for any products, EasyWP, anything that we sell here at Namecheap. And then 5 winners will be chosen at random. All you have to do is attend. All you have to do is be here on today's call. And you're already here, so you're entered. But 5 winners will win EasyWP Turbo subscription for a year. And so lots of things to enjoy, in addition to all the great information that we're going to share with you. And then, of course, the exclusive discount, which we've got the link in there. But that's a great way to save that anybody can take advantage of. Even if you already have an EasyWP website, you can use that discount for your next one.
Excellent. So now Rodney is going to take the reins. And I see one of the questions which Rodney is going to come to during this session as well is how much or how all of this goes together, this cooperation between Brizy and EasyWP. But for that, over to Rodney, and he's going to go with his screen to show us a little bit more. And I'll come back in between with a demo of how you can build your page with Brizy.
Yeah, thank you, JP. So we're going to start right at the beginning of the process that anybody would start with when signing up, getting your new website going. Because one of the things that I love so much about EasyWP is how easy we make it to get started. You can have an idea for a new website that you want to create 1 minute, and minutes later, you can have your website started. And I'm going to show you just how easy that is. So I'm starting at our pricing page here on Namecheap. As you can see, we've got 3 plans that you can go with. They can be billed monthly or yearly. We've got a starter plan that's great for starters. But the one that we're going to go with today is the Turbo level. It's got more storage. It's suited for higher volume websites. But one of the best things about the Turbo plan, and one of the best reasons why it's so popular, is we've got that free Brizy website builder that comes right with the Turbo plan. So, and also our Supersonic, but we're going to go with Turbo today. And there's no separate subscription to go for. So once you sign up, you can install it, and I'll show you how to do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get our Turbo subscription started. I'm already logged into my Namecheap account here. We've just been going a few seconds. We've got our website. Now, we do ask you to name a website, but this can be changed later. But this just helps give you a start. So right away, you've got some of that content populated. So the name of your business, whatever information that you have to start that idea, you can enter right here. And we're just going to select that we're going to have a website for business. And that's our reason for setting up the website today. We're going to set up a temporary domain. Now, we've got free temporary domains that you get anytime that you sign up. You can also connect a Namecheap domain very, very easily. And you can also connect your domain from other registrars as well. We're going to go with the free EasyWP domain today. I'm going to start off with the 2024 default WordPress theme. Although once we install Brizy, there will be many, many more options than just the default theme. But we're going to start with that today. And here is where we're going to select the plugins that we want to start with. We have our recommended plugins that everyone has the option to use. You're not required to install anything, but anytime I'm starting a website, I always like to start with Brizy Website Builder, of course. And then I, as an SEO specialist, and I recommend this for everyone, install Yoast SEO. We'll dive in a little bit more about how to use that, but those are the 2 plugins that I always start with. We're going to continue here. All of this information looks good. I'm just reviewing my details. And then we click continue. And in just a few moments, it's going to dedicate the resources on our cloud servers to get that website protected, get it going on the cloud. And in just a few moments here, you can see it has our little the little circle letting you know that the website's being created. And then as soon as that pops up, I'll show you how to manage the dashboard. And this is a lot easier than having to download WordPress. Some of our existing customers know this, rather than having to download a big WordPress file, upload it. All of that is done for you, and all on a cloud platform that's optimized, was built from the ground up just for WordPress, so that your performance in the long term is the best that it can be as well. So before we get to the WordPress dashboard, I just want to show you some of the options within our EasyWP dashboard, because we make it really easy to see so many things at a glance without going to a million different places. And we've got a pop-up here about Hack Guardian. That's one of our new security tools that we'll learn more about later. That you have an overview of which version of WordPress you're running. That can come up with a question with compatibility as you start adding on additional software. You can change your domain here. As you can see, we've got an SSL certificate that's already set up for you. And you can see that the site is live from right here. We also make it easy for backups. We give the SFTP access. You can see the information about that here. We give you some basic analytics about your website performance. So without even installing any other analytics or performance monitoring apps, you can see that right here in your dashboard. And then this is the security tab. And that's something that I do want to spend a few moments on right now, because EasyWP has some exclusive security tools that aren't available anywhere else. And they really go a long way for taking that website that you spend your time and your effort and your money building, that business that you're putting online, that idea that you're creating, keeping it safe and making sure everyone has access to it, and all of their information that they provide to you stay safe as well. So one of those is Malware Guardian, and I'll talk more about these later, but essentially Malware Guardian will scan your site and give you reports and automatically keep you protected from any malware that anybody might use to try and attack your site. And then, of course, Hack Guardian is a super exciting feature. We'll do a video about that a little bit later that goes more into the technology. But it, with just the flip of this switch, creates a partial read-only version of your website that prevents many types of malicious attacks from people that would come in, try to exploit a vulnerability in a plugin, and things like that. So as you can see, security, performance are all very, very important to us here at EasyWP. That's why we make it so easy for everyone to see what's going on with their own website. Then here's the great part. I'm going to click into the WP admin right now. And as you can see, we already have a WordPress site. It's ready to edit. It's ready to use the Breezy Builder to start creating your pages and designing your site. And it's only been a few minutes, and we're already up and ready to go. And that is just one of my favorite parts about EasyWP is we help you take an idea, take your offline business, take your online business, and really get going in a super simple way. The elements of Yoast, so optimizing your website, because the Yoast plugin is very, very easy to use. If you've never used it before, it's pretty intuitive. So I'm going to log into this page that is talking about the webinar that you're watching here today. And as you remember, when we started our account earlier, we went ahead and we installed Breezy, but we installed the Yoast SEO plugin. And the reason that this is so important, and it's high on my priority list, is you've got your business, you've got your idea, and you want to get that out there, and you want to get in contact with as many people as possible and get as many visitors as possible to your website. But you also want those users to want to come to your website. You want to connect with people that will be valuable readers or valuable customers for your website. And that's where SEO comes in, because you're not only optimizing for Google and to get your website up on Google, and yes, that's important, but you want to get it in front of the right users on Google and other search engines around the world. And Yoast is excellent because everything that you put in here will communicate with every search engine that's out there. All of them can see the elements that are filled out on this page. And that also has a scoring system that lets you know if the work that you've done is correct and will give you suggestions on ways to improve your page. And so I thought a lot about what kind of a search would we want people to do to find our page about our website. And of course, build a WordPress website. Somebody who's looking to build a WordPress website, that's obviously an excellent match for the topic of this page and the webinar that we were promoting today. So I put that in as our focus key phrase. You can do additional research, which I also advise, but sometimes just thinking in the eyes and the shoes of the customer that you want to appeal to is a really good start to SEO. So we put that in here. Yoast gives you a preview of what your search engine result might look like when it appears online. Of course, this might be edited a bit, but it's a really good preview, and it gives you a sense of really what by default Google is likely to serve on that search engine results page for your content. You can edit your SEO title, which will change the information that appears here in blue. You can edit the URL slug for your page, and you want to make sure, just as a best practice, that primary keyword phrase, those words that you really feel like your target user will be using when they go online, you want to make sure that those are populated in all of these fields that I'm showing you right now, in a logical way, of course. Then we can go in, we can type our meta description here. A great place to start with a meta description is, just a few, take a little bit of content that you have on the page. You fill that out here, and you want to make sure, again, that a lot of those words that your primary user is likely to use appear in this meta description. And we're not going to go too deep into all of this today, but this is very crucial, and a lot of people miss this step when they're using Yoast SEO for the first time. You want to uncollapse this SEO analysis accordion right here. This will appear on every page and post of your website once the plugin's installed. And you can go through here and you can see the analysis that Yoast's tool has made of your page. And you can see known metrics that are well accepted to affect the ability of your page and your website to rank on Google. And you can see that they're recommending outbound links, images, internal links, all of these things. But it also tells you what you've done right. So there's a little lesson in SEO every time you use this tool. And then you can take that knowledge to every future page and post that you use and just get better and better and kind of like self-trained through the Yoast SEO. And this is simply the free version of the plugin. And even for free, you have access to all these versions or all of these elements to improve search engine optimization on your website.
And what I've got here is I'm going to walk through quickly what we've got here and what we have spoken about. So yes, we were talking about the templates that we can work with. And I've shown you the templates, and there are categories that you can work with. And for the guys who sign up for the free one, but these are pro versions. And we go through the hairdresser setting again. So with that quick installation, let's have a look at this page, and you can see very nice, all the sections that you need there. That is going to make your website a spectacular website. And then it's installation from new, or you keep your stuff. Like I said, I want to keep my stuff because of the images we're going to use. And that's it. We click on edit and takes us into the Brizy Builder. I call it the spinning wheels, and spinning wheels are very quick. Right, so here is our page. Everything like we saw it on the front. Images have loaded. It looks all dandy nice. And like I said, you have like pricing or services that you can add here. You have your testimonials, you have your social proof. These websites, especially the landing pages, have been thought through to make sure that you have something that you can provide to your customers and your visitors who come to your site. So interaction, like I showed earlier, simply you get the toolbar there. And if you look also, we missed it now there. There's, if I click on the contextual toolbar for the text, there's even AI included. Yes, so all of these features that are hot stuff at the moment are there. So here from our blog, but we're going to make our changes to our hero section. So let's see what we do here. I'll go to the global styling first. And the global styling have presets at the top. This changes your colors and it changes your fonts. Look there. I just switched from presets that we have within the builder. It changes the whole look and feel of your site, and you can go through these. But of course, you want to do your own thing. And that is what the whole idea is behind personalization and customization of your website. So you can change out the swatches and you can change out what we have here in terms of the typography. But let's talk about this typography. And if I go to this one, you will see that under typography, we have all these fonts here. We have these fonts that we have registered here, and I'm just going to remove this one quickly because I want to bring it back in to show you how you can bring in Google Fonts. Under this is our typography presets. You see them as presets, but you can go ahead and change what you have here for your fonts from the left under the font list that is available. Change your size, your weight, and if you want to adjust your line height. And then if you go now back to the heading one that we had, you see it goes back to that preset. And this is all done here under our section for global styling. And what we have here, you go to the heading one, which is what the setting was. And now we're going to bring in a font. And I'll go to Google Fonts. You can see Adobe's their custom fonts as well. I'll look for Poppins. I'll select Poppins and I add it. And that's it. That's how quick it goes. So if I go back to the text, you will see Poppins appears at the top. No need to exit. It's all done on the page. Let's go to the global styling, typography, heading one, set it on Poppins, and boom, updates on the page. I changed the size. Let's also change it. Okay, that's a little bit big now, but we'll change the padding. I think it's margins very soon for that. And what happens now is that wherever I have a heading one, I can make those changes in one click on my page. I'm just removing the margins. And there we have them nicely fit in. Let's put in something here, crafting waves of digital brilliance, because this is our digital agency website that we are working with here. Already some brilliance that we have. How quick is that? And then for this, the rest of these guys, you can go through them. You can see that you have Poppins at the top. It is set to just, but what you should do probably is just a page refresh. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and show you if you put them all on Poppins, then all over your page, the styling that is there, you don't need to go and click on each of these individually and change them manually. That is the beauty of global styling. Really love this. So let's talk about the colors. I just open up my Word here so I can copy this. And we bring in our color styling for this. Click on the swatch. There's your hex code. You paste the color. And everywhere the color was applied on the page, that color you have replaced will update with the new color. And I'll do it the same for this one. That's my code. Copy, right? And there are 8 to choose from. You can also save these palettes. But in this case, I'm going to just stick with these 2. So let's go ahead and to make your own palette. We're going to duplicate this one first, and then we edit it. And let's call this one agency, and then digital. Okay, and that's it. Now you can still try new ones if you want, but of course we're going to keep it on this one because this is the one that we are working with. All right. Brilliant. This is global styling, and it's not only for this page, it's across your entire site, and even pop-ups, which I will touch on very briefly, is also included with all of this. Change the image. All right, there we go. And this is the image I want to bring in. And with this, you have settings like how big the image is, whether it's custom or the original, and you can even add your parallax effect here. See, I drag the selector here to set it what is the focus point for this image. Just increase the opacity. That's better. Okay, great. And there's even a hover. So dragging on the padding sections at the top and bottom on screen, you can reduce that padding. Right, I think that's good. So here, let's talk quickly about linking. Linking is not only for buttons, it can be many things. You have on-page links or other page links within your site, external URLs. We have blocks on the page, and this is an anchor link that you can anchor this button to any other block on the page, pop-ups, and file downloads if you want a PDF. Right, and that is linking. This is what we do with the buttons. I'm going to remove, right-click, and there are so many different ways that you can remove things with a delete or a right click. So let's jazz it up a little bit more, or style it out rather. Change the color of the background of this section. I'm going to combine these two blocks so that they give us this uniform section. And then we just need to quickly make those changes. And this is what I love about it. You are seeing no menus unnecessary opening. I'm changing everything here on the page. I'm changing text, or not yet the text, but we can change the text and the colors. And the moment I assign it to one of these colors, if your client or yourself feel later that you want to make changes to it, it is as simple as just going to the global styling, put in the new colors, or create a new color palette so you can still keep the original one and then use these new designs that you are working with. Images, oh, what a fun way to work with images. As you can see, every time I just stay on the page, and this one, all right? And you have many features here. This is black and white, but you can use filters. Let's go back. Let me just go back there. One of my favorite features is the mask feature, and you can bring in your own SVG masks here. You bring in your icons, SVG, and you can mask them out. Great way to bring in design to your page, especially with your images. Let's just make sure that we have better colors also here, and that things contrast and it looks uniform. Okay, image. Right. And there we go. And all we have to do to make sure, in many cases, most of the templates, you won't have to do this if you stick to the light or dark theme. But as I'm changing this now to a dark theme, I do need to make changes here. And look, here I have an icon box element, which is actually a combination of an icon plus text in one little element. And we have many of what I often refer to as compound elements, where you have an icon, you have text, and you have a button. And it is just so convenient to do all of that. And that's it in no time. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole page because that's going to take us much longer. And you get the gist of what I'm doing here. See, currently we're sitting on paragraphs. So if I want to make a change here, I can just go to the paragraph setting. I can change the font weight. And you see, it changes everywhere that style has been applied. Oh, it's so easy. If I think back of the days we had to do this one by one by one by one, it's just miraculous. Right. So from here, let me just have a look quickly what we're going to talk about. Responsiveness. Very important. I've switched now over to mobile view. And what's important about this is you see we have a reduced toolbar here. So everything for your tablet that you want to change, like here I want to change, you can see we're already in the global styling. I can make changes here and it will only affect my responsive view for this tablet. We have 3 responsive views. We have it for desktop, for tablet, and then for mobile. And what you can change will be displayed there. So there's no clutter there. There's no guesswork as to what can change or what cannot be changed out. So look at this. I'm going to switch these columns around by just clicking on that and boom, like that. You can drag your columns around. You can replace them that easy within your tablet and your mobile, and then your sidebar on the right. And every change I'm making here is only applicable to the tablet. Your content, like the text and the images. Look here, we're back on the desktop. You see, we still have the same layout. Go back, and now we are in mobile, and things are here stacked. So let's go to the hero, and I'm just going to show you that you can make this full height, and then change out the text also for this one. Or let's change the color. Something darker is better for contrast. And even this is responsive, so it's going to be this specific color only for mobile devices. Right, let's change the text a little bit. And again, all from global styling. This is so easy. And there you see, from that all the way. And you go through this, you change out the text. But let's talk about a few more features here. You don't just want this, maybe you want another block here. Look at all these pre-made blocks. There are hundreds that come and they nicely categorize from hero to features to text. So if you want to bring in something, I'm going to go for call to action. Let's choose that one up there, right? And it's going to look like this here, but it's going to take the global styling that we have applied. And I will just play around with this. And again, you're going to change out the text. Simply select the text, type in your new text, play around with the settings, the width, and how you want this to look. And that's a great way, if you just need a little bit of inspiration and you don't know what to do next. But for me, personally, I'm a person who like to build things from scratch. So let's bring a new clean block. And the first thing I'll do is bring in columns, which is my second favorite friend here. I'll bring in the columns and look how I'm going to change the size of these columns by just dragging them. And yeah, you have that heads-up display, but there's also, you can go to the settings of the column and type in the precise width that you wanted. You can add more columns and you can add columns within columns. So let's build out a form. I'll go to the elements section, loads of elements that we have here. Great elements. Oh, right. But we want to build out a form. So let's go to the form. And we'll talk about leads and contact section. Let's bring in a map. And what I like about this map element is you don't have to bring in API or any security keys or whatnot. It works. So I'll click on it and I'll go to the settings and I'll type in the name of a restaurant near me, which I'm not sure the spelling. Is it La Pineta with an E or an A? There we go. Lovely. And it's there. And we can play around. Oh, that is an E. Yeah. We can play around with the zoom if you want to zoom out a little bit, but I think, a little bit closer, the 13 default setting works for me. But the prize here is the form. So let's look at this. You click on a field, look at all the types of fields that you have there to build out your form. This one is currently set to email. I want to bring in a name for the person. So I'll duplicate this field, select the text, and I'll simply type it in. No need to go anywhere else. Let's change the type to text. And then the select option, I'm not going to use it, but you have that there. But the star of the show is the submit button. There's a lot going on here. You can style it out and change the color again. Let's remove the border. And then just, let me link. Yeah. So here you have your messages that you can set for success, but you can also have a redirect once people have submitted their stuff. But then integration is very important. So your notifications to WordPress, or if you set up a SMTP or even your Gmail, they're all integrated over here. So all of this you can use, and you can set up the emails separated by commas if you have multiple recipients, subject, and you can set it up from a template. Your integrations for your distribution list, your mailers like MailChimp, MailerLite, great stuff here. All you need to do is bring in that API key and connect, and the fields will sync. And then finally, reCAPTCHA for those spammy moments, set it up here as well. All of this integrated with this form. And I think there's nothing more you can ask for. And one feature we're very proud of at the moment is we've added multi-step to the form yesterday. So you can now set up multi-step forms, from one step to the next to the next. And quick look on the front page. Okay, so the rest we haven't styled out. We didn't change the content, but of course, that's what you're going to do for your own business or working with your client. But I think one thing that I really enjoy working with, and I'm just going to use a little bit more time. So let's exit back into WordPress. And I want to show you our pop-ups and our pop-up builder. So there's our homepage. Just quickly show you, if you click on the page and you want to edit it, there's the button. You just simply select Edit with Brizy, and it will take you into the builder. If we go to Brizy settings, we have web stories, but the pop-ups is the one that I want to show you. So let's add new one. Okay, new pop-up. And I'll just say publish. And then Edit with Brizy. And the great thing here is you get another builder. I click it and I get pre-made templates for the pop-ups. There's a number. I'm going to go for this Black Friday one. And it works just like the page builder. So you have the content. You see there we have text. You can make changes to that. We have a button. And if you go to the sidebar on the left, you have all the icons there. And you can build it out. I'll just show you quickly. Bring in a column. You can add image. And this will stretch depending on the content you're bringing in. You don't want it too big because it's, after all, it is a pop-up. So let's just delete quickly this. Right, and then the settings for it, and this is what is very important. Well, you can place it on a horizontal or a vertical line, but the conditions, the triggers and the conditions, very important. So we go to the display conditions. You will see we have here your standard on-page load, but there are an abundance of other very useful ones that you can add. And the thing is, so let's change this into seconds, which means the pop-up will show after 5 seconds. And you can add additional triggers. So if you have maybe a person who want to exit on intent before the time or show after a certain view pages or moments, you set it up here and you have multiple triggers. And for many people who don't know, a trigger is saying when the pop-up will appear. The conditions is where. Well, currently it's set to all the pages that will appear on your site. And you can also exclude it. So if you have a pop-up only for your pages, but not for your posts, then you do that over here. Oops, okay. And that is the pop-up which I wanted you to show, because I think this is a brilliant feature, if I can say so myself. Right. Let's exit, and I'll just go to the front page, and we count down the 5 seconds in this demo to see that pop-up appear. Great way to get interaction with your viewers. And there we go. Brilliant. So that little bit hiccup that we had there at the beginning has been all justified and revived. And we are back here with Rodney. Rodney, I hope that was useful, right? It's a little bit of a speed run there, but I also want to say, for many people, when you start a new product, sometimes it takes a little bit time to get used to. Brizy is one of those, once you get used to it, it is just so awesome to work with it. It's really, we always refer to it as the Brizy way.
I can see that, and I'm very excited. I have not used the multi-step form yet because, as you said, that's brand new, and I'm excited to add that to a couple of my sites. I think that that's a really nice enhancement. I'm excited to use it. And so now I'll segue into going back to what we mentioned earlier, which is sharing some of the security features that are exclusive to EasyWP. I'm going to share my screen again. And I don't know, JP, do we have that video, the YouTube video that we're going to share? So hopefully that's available.
Yeah, let me load it for you. Give me a second here.
Yeah, I'm going to, let's see. Let me get my screen.
Should I play it first, or you want to?
Yeah, let's play it first. This is about our Hack Guardian tool, and we'll play the video, and then I'll share a little bit more.
Hack Guardian by EasyWP is a solution to make your website more resilient to cyber attacks that use the file system, such as remote execution. Let us show you how it works. Say you need to install a certain plugin in the WordPress admin panel. Looks like an innocent plugin at first, but in fact, the plugin turns out to be vulnerable. The plugin is vulnerable to local file inclusion, opening the possibility for an attacker to execute code remotely. The hacker exploits this flaw and creates a new WordPress user with administrative privileges. Now they can access your WordPress admin panel and perform any actions to your website, like deleting users, modifying posts, etc. To protect your website from this type of attack, all you need to do is just enable Hack Guardian in the EasyWP dashboard, and your website instantly switches to read-only mode. Now, even if a vulnerable plugin has been installed, Hack Guardian will protect your website by preventing an unauthorized upload and modification of files. You can easily switch between read-write and read-only states whenever you need, and in a matter of seconds. Don't give hackers any chances. Secure your site with Hack Guardian today.
All right. Well, I think that actually about sums it up. Lovely voiceover on that video as well. But yeah, that's Hack Guardian, and it's really easy. I'm going to take you back, and I'm going to share. Go back to our EasyWP dashboard. So we started here at the top of the hour, inside this EasyWP dashboard with the overview, the analytics, and then the security tab, which you saw demonstrated in that video. Hack Guardian is found right here. It's included with every EasyWP hosting plan, and it's just as simple as toggling this switch right here, and then that makes your website partially read-only. And you would want to typically keep it here when you're not working on your site. And then when you need to update a theme or update WordPress or access SFTP, you can just come right in here and turn that right off and make the changes that you need, and then turn that security layer back on The second feature, which is pretty new for us that I wanted to talk about, is Malware Guardian. And Malware Guardian, it's a security tool that scans your website for malicious activity. And then if enabled, it automatically removes those threats. And it also gives you reports from the results of those scans. And you can see right here in the dashboard, we've got the scan results. This site is clean, no threats, nothing quarantined. And then types of threats are found. So if they find it, you definitely want to look at the types of threats that the tool found in that report so that you can go try to find the source of those if Malware Guardian doesn't give you that information already, so that you can prevent those in the future. It's a really great tool. I've logged into a starter plan website because the auto clean protection comes with the Turbo and Supersonic. And I know a lot of our users have the starter hosting plan. So if you want to upgrade to the auto clean protection, you can go to your security dashboard. You can click this upgrade button. You'll be taken where you have the option to upgrade to Turbo or Supersonic, which also gives you the Breezy Pro website builder if you don't have that installed already in your starter plan as an add-on. And you'll be good to go. It's just simple to click and automatically starts protecting your site and cleaning it up for you. So those are the details that we wanted to go through on security. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and kind of look here. We're going to get into the Q&A section during the last few minutes of our presentation. So I did want to just encourage you to continue asking questions in the chat, but also as we're coming down to a close here, give us any feedback that you have about this webinar. Did it meet your expectations? Was it helpful? We'll take a look at all of that after. We'll have another one of these in the future, and we definitely will look at all the feedback we get on this webinar and keep that in mind as we're planning the programming for our next webinar. And then I also wanted to mention, I'm looking here. So there have been a few questions about the discount deal. We'll share the link again here shortly on the screen. But just know that with that deal, that applies to our yearly plans. So if you get to that pricing page and you're looking at the monthly pricing, that discount is going to apply when you choose an annual plan. So some people have had a question about that. JP, you're back.
Yes, I'm here. I'm thinking, so the team behind the scenes are working with everyone that has attended, and they're going to spin the magic wheels to get those winners ready. So we can do a Q&A, right? Or
yeah, I think we can start the Q&A.
Okay.
I've got some questions here. Yeah, go ahead.
Here is a question. How old is EasyWP?
EasyWP, we've definitely had our 6th birthday. I'm trying to remember what our last birthday was, but over half a decade. I've been with EasyWP for almost 6 years now, so over 6.
Over 6, and that has been a tremendous road that you've walked in just 6 years.
Absolutely, and what's interesting is we've seen other hosting companies try and look at the technology that we've innovated and try and incorporate that. But what's really, really important to us is to always stay on the cutting edge of that technology, always make sure that the sites that are hosted on EasyWP have the top-notch security. And then again, it's right there in our name. We want to make sure that it's easy. And then as always, with any Namecheap product, privacy is always super important to us. And that's something that's prioritized with all of our sites as well.
Right. So I think this comes back to the packages, the inclusion of Brizy. I think this is not a matter of you buy Brizy separately.
Right. So when you subscribe to the Turbo or Supersonic plans, the Breezy Pro website builder is automatically included. So there's no extra charge when you choose that really, really popular Turbo hosting or the Supersonic, which is for those enterprise level projects.
Right. Thanks, Lynn. So Annalise asks, are there online tutorials? Now, from Brizy's side, you can go to our YouTube channel and we'll share that information with you. Loads of stuff. That is my job. As long as you see me, I have a job and I have to make those tutorials for you. And I'm pretty sure Rodney, you guys also have a splendid support team that can help people with setups and understanding more of how they can go about which packages that suits their needs and how they can install and go through the steps of setting up a WordPress website.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a treasure trove of places where you can go and get information. So we have our EasyWP blog that talks about a lot of common questions that we see online about using WordPress and running an online business and design. We also have our WordPress resources, which dives into things like choosing the right plugins for your website and really gives you that beginner knowledge. And then in our Namecheap knowledge base, we have hundreds of articles that cover everything that we can think about in terms of setting up your site, keeping it secure, integrations with Google and with other tools that you might need to integrate with your website. And then we have our Guru Guide section, which is geared more towards broad knowledge about running an online business, being an entrepreneur, and that works hand in hand with our Namecheap blog. There's just so many places that you can go. And if you have a question about finding a resource that you haven't been able to locate on your own, we have a wonderful customer support team that's always available via chat, and they can give you links to those resources if you haven't quite found what you're looking for.
Right, next one is for me. What theme do you recommend for Brizy? I use Blocks. Blocks is a great theme, one of my favorites, but really all the great one, it's a reputable, and what I mean reputable is that if you look at those blogs online, like the 10-base WordPress theme or 20-base WordPress theme, you have Cadence, you have GeneratePress, Ocean WP, Astra, all of them. I use so many Neve, there are a number of them out there. But the demo I did today is using the standard WordPress theme. So you are open for many options. Remember, with Brizy, it's also a theme builder. So you can build your own headers, you build your own footers, you can build your blog, and you can build your e-commerce with WooCommerce. But Blocksy, great theme to go. Right. Next one, I think, is up to you. For you, Rodney, are the prices different for different countries or the same across the board?
They are the same across the board. That's a really great question. By default on our pages, you'll usually see the pricing in US dollars, but depending on the form of payment you use, that can be converted to the currency that you're using. We do have brand promos very often. We have flash sales. We have the discount like we're extending here that's exclusive only to our webinar attendees. So yes, they're the same across the board, except when we have those special offers. And so when you stay in touch with us on our social media, on our email list, if you're an existing Namecheap customer, we'll a lot of times give you information about those promos when you log in to use our products. We are going to have a flash sale in October. So if you go to sleep and you miss the discount that we're offering here today, look forward to another flash sale that we're going to be running in October.
Great. Next one is from Paul, and he says, can you explain EasyWP's backup and restore features and how they ensure data safety and continuity for websites?
So I can give you a basic answer to that. Because our cloud platform was built specifically for WordPress, we have lots of precautions and partitioning in place that keeps your website data sectioned off on its own. So in that way, there's always a certain level of privacy and data safety there. Backups are very, very easy through the dashboard. You can go right in. You can create a backup that will save. You'll see a full list of backups. They're all stored in there. As long as you've got the storage space on your EasyWP hosting account, those backups will be saved there for you as well. And I would definitely refer you to some of the information we have about backups. And also we have several different pieces that talk about how managed WordPress hosting is different, how Namecheap Cloud built its platform for privacy and security. And so for the extended answer to that question, definitely go to your favorite search engine and search for that page, and it'll pop right up for you.
Excellent. I want to say, Agatha asks, can we connect with both of you after this presentation to pick your brain more and get more guidance? I don't have much brains left at this moment. If so, Where? LinkedIn. So yes, from Brizzy's side, you are welcome to reach out. And I would recommend, actually, we have an excellent support team. So go to brizzy.io for the Brizzy side. Check it out. Join the Facebook communities. I mean, it's a very vibrant, very active community. You can get all the help there, but you can go to the YouTube channel. You'll find me there. And I have a very unique name, even though I think so. There's quite a number of us with this name, but you will find me on LinkedIn as well as Facebook. So more than welcome, Agatha. How about
Yes,
you, Rodney?
absolutely. Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn as well. But as I mentioned, some of those sources, I mean, we have people available to answer all sorts of questions, 24 hours a day on our Namecheap, on our chat function on namecheap.com. But you're definitely welcome to reach out on social media for EasyWP. I see the information there. I'm, personally, I'm on LinkedIn. And come to future webinars. We'll have more of these. And the question that you have, the burning question that didn't get answered here, you're welcome to come back to one of these and ask it on the next one.
And actually, there are 100+ questions, plus. So we're not going to get through them. And I think we're going to take a few more to the hour. So those who have booked this hour, that you don't miss everything. And after that, we will start looking at the prize winners. But I think what I just wanted to say in terms of the questions, yes, there are questions ranging from, I know nothing about WordPress, I don't know where to start, to questions about very technical stuff. So very big range of an audience that we have here today, which is great. And I think, like Rodney said, this is great feedback that we are getting from you guys, what is needed, where we can give you support and where we can fill in the blanks for you, and especially for people who are noobs and for those that are requiring a little bit more. Let's look at one more, which I think everyone is always interested when it comes to hosting. Every host gets this question. Oh, no, it's not this one. We answered this one already. Surya asks, how does EasyWP ensure optimal website speed and performance, especially during high traffic periods?
Right. So that's pretty easy. So our cloud technology that everything is built on, first of all, we make sure that we have up-to-date servers, and all of the hardware and technology that the EasyWP is built on is state-of-the-art equipment. We offer the best that we can get for you, while keeping it at a really good price and really, really affordable, so that anybody can start a website. But then the containerized technology that our cloud team has built, it prevents noisy neighbors. So if you are on the same physical server with somebody, it's going to be a higher volume website than you have your own little container, and those neighbors that are around you, anything that's going on with those sites, that won't have any impact on your technology that's allocated to you in the Namecheap cloud. And then another way that we do that is having those 3 different plans: the starter, the turbo, and the supersonic, because each of those comes with a different level of assigned resources. So if you are a website that has an expectation of many users, maybe it's an e-commerce site, maybe you're moving your WordPress site, it's an existing e-commerce store that's very popular, and you're moving to EasyWP because you want something with better technology and something that has a better price, you might want to choose that supersonic, and we'll dedicate those specific resources to yours, and they're always yours, 24 hours a day. And the same with the turbo and the starter. So it's really great that you can find a price point that really fits your needs without overpaying. I think that's the best that I could answer on this call, because it does look like we're out of time. But we have much more information that's online. It's on our product pages, it's in our resource pages, and then our customer support can also answer very specific questions about the technology if you have those.
Great. Rodney, I'm going to remove you for a while, because Rodney is going to choose the winners for the best question, and he's going to look at the other winners, and I'll answer a few questions regarding Brizzy that I see that has come in, and then I'll bring Rodney back in a minute. So we have a question here from Osborne. Can you make your own templates using Brizzy? Absolutely. If you mean templates in terms of layouts, yes. And we have great, save your entire layout, and you can sync it. great feature that is there that you can do it with. And if you are talking in terms of templates for your theme, like your header and your footer, your blog post, yes, absolutely, all of that is there. And that is what comes with that pro version. Can the pop-up be repositioned on the whole page? Yes. So you're again going to decide the canvas size of the pop-up that you are working with. You have all those controls, and then you can reposition it. You can make smart things with the pop-up. A lot of us use the pop-up even to create slide in menus. That it opens up a whole new world. Cookies, you can, all of those permissions that you need and extra things that you need to slide in, maybe from the left or the top. Pop-ups are great feature for that. I love the pop-up builder and that it's just there. You don't have to exit. You don't have to do that. And of course, you have on-page pop-ups, and then you have the conditions and triggers pop-ups that I have shown. And the last question, and there are really so many that I wish we have time for. So I think we're going to do definitely a follow-up for this. And for the 364 plus of you that are still here, thank you for your time. Last one. What are the key advantages of using Brizy's drag and drop editor over traditional WordPress? Are we talking Gutenberg page builders? And how does its unique design approach impact the user experience? I'm quite a diverse person in terms of the fact that I've used every builder out there. And I am also partial to always try and use the native WordPress Gutenberg editor. I so badly want it to work. But there's a huge learning curve there, and it gets very confusing. So if we talk about the WordPress editor itself, Gutenberg, it works. But you're always going to run into, I take a stupid little block element like the spacer element that has no responsive controls as is. And it's something that if I'm on a desktop, I want a little bit of space or a lot of space. But then when I move to a mobile device, I just want a little bit of space. A lot of those things that are important for responsive designs are still missing in the native, but there are great add-ons for that. And often I will mix them up. I will use Brizy for my theme, even my page builder, and I'll bring in content from others. You have great WordPress add-ons like GreenShift, Stackable, etc., that you can bring in and build out my blog posts. Some of them are just geared nicely for it. So I do like to blend, but you can do all of that with Brizy. If we talk about other page builders on the markets, we have great ones out there. The famous is Elementor. We have new ones that came in, Breakdowns, Bricks, and then of course Divi, old horses that are still running strong. I almost say you have to try them yourself. But one of the reasons I got into this was educating my customers how to use the product. I am not a person who, I don't do white label, even though we have white label options for Brizy. But what I do is that I make the website and I train people how to use it. And this is an example of where I can tell you hands-on that the interface is just so easy for people to get, oh, I click here, I click here, I click here. Even my wife did that. And the advantage is that we want to keep it streamlined. Sometimes there are here and there a feature that you will find in other page builder that we will omit because it doesn't enhance that experience. But we try to keep up with the trends. The AI is there, all the templates, everything is there. And the essentials, the major important parts are on the page, right at your fingertips. And I guarantee you, if you try this and you build a few sites with this, and you go back to any other page builder, even if it's one that has features that you do need, you're going to be frustrated. That is my experience. And I will say that is how I will end it off with that question. And I'm going to bring Rodney back into the fold. And I hope he's got some great news for us.
I do. So the first thing I did want to share, though, is the prize that everyone here is eligible for. And I'm going to put that, wrong one. There we go. Put it on the screen. So this is the discount price that's available to everyone who attended the webinar today. We're offering, if you do the annual plan and follow the link that you see on your screen, you get the turbo for $1.79 a month instead of $12.88 per month for the first year. That's again with the annual plan, and then Supersonic for $2.79 a month instead of $19.88 a month. Both of those plans include the Brizy Pro website builder. And again, write that link down. I know that it's hard there. We've shared it in the chat, and we'll make sure that you have access to it. But that's only available for people who have have joined us here today in this webinar. So I'm going to take this off the screen for now. Well, we can leave it up for now for a moment. But I do want to go into the winners of our contests. So the winner of the best question, and I've lost it in the chat, JP, I'm sorry, but I think it was Zishan that had the question about the benefits of the block builder or the breezy drag and drop versus maybe the Gutenberg editor or the other. I thought that was a great question, and that's because I've been with the product for a long time, and the most common question that we get all the time is, how do I make my website look the best? How do I make it look professional? How do I make it easy to build a page? What are the best themes? And so I think that was a great question, and it's obviously something that everybody that's ever built a WordPress website has asked themselves is, like, what's the best way to get my pages looking great? And I think your answer to that was stellar as well. And so Zishan is going to be the winner of the $150 gift card for the best question. Congratulations to you. But now we have some other winners that I want to announce as well. Now, these winners were chosen at random. We have a $100 in Namecheap credits. And that was for that was a list of everyone who asked a question in the chat. We put you into a randomizer and chose the winner. And the winner of the $100 in Namecheap credits is Ivan Chen. So congratulations to you, $100 in Namecheap credits. And then we have 5 winners of the EasyWP Turbo free for 1 year. And that was chosen at random from all people who registered for the webinar and were in attendance here today. And so Lindy Jordan, Muhammad Idris Askar, Hatim Mohammed, Abakar Abdelmunim, and MD Minul Islam. You are the 5 winners. Congratulations. And again, that was EasyWP Turbo, free for a year. And we'll contact you via email based on the registration email that you gave us when you signed up for this webinar. And so congratulations. Today's your lucky day.
And just a reminder, those were all done randomly. Everyone that attended live got in. We put the list to the support team in the backgrounds, and they used a randomizer to choose those, except the question. The question was between Rodney and me. So great stuff. Congratulations to everyone. It's only in the middle of the week, and you're already a winner. Saturday isn't even here yet. Lovely. Yeah. Well, I think that brings us to the end, Rodney.
Yes, I think so. That was great. We covered a lot of information in a short period of time, but I think it was pretty easy to understand. And judging from the chat, it seems like we answered a lot of questions and created a few more.
Lovely. I really appreciate it. We told you guys where you can find us. The feedback we got here today is great, and we really are going to take this forward and hope you make use of the discount and this great partnership between EasyWP and Brizy. And from my side, I'm going to go take the cats and dogs who are all over me now outside so they can get ready for dinner. And Rodney, your day is only started.
It's only starting. I'm going to go have lunch, and then I'm going to go read all the feedback that we got in the chat from the webinar. So if you have anything else that you want to share with us about today's presentation, please let us know in that chat. And after a bite to eat, we'll be pouring over that the rest of the day.
Thank you so much for your time, everyone. From my side, have a good day.
Bye.